All right, we in here with Eche after
boss.
2 amazing live performances.
Thank you, man.
But bigger than that, after a huge BMA win and a first-time winner, brand new category.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, let's jump into that. What that meant for you, being an inaugural winner, and
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it. And I want to say that the win for me is not just a reflection of 2025, but honestly, the past 15 years that I put into my music and my career. You know, whether it's the support of my family, both my parents and my 2 siblings, who are my biggest fans, my biggest supporters. They're the ones who rallied and was like, hey, go vote for my son, go vote for my brother.
Yeah.
The community, the Nigerian community, and just the greater Boston as a whole, who actually put the votes in. My team, Comatose Records, who, you know, for the past 5 years has not only, you know, invested in me, believed in my art, but helped me cultivate the sound that everybody's hearing today. And just anybody who I've been inspired by along the way. You know, there are artists from both the hip hop community and the Afrobeats community that are a reflection of, you know, the sound you guys are hearing. And the win as a whole for me is just a testament of when it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah.
And so I'm thankful for it, man.
For sure. What would you say that you learned the most about yourself in the year 2025, releasing your album, seeing, you know, the fruits of that labor?
Yeah, I would say so. With my album Anyi, which is out everywhere, I can say that 2025 taught me to take what's being thrown at me with a grain of salt. And I say that in the sense that in a lot of the wins have been moments where I've unintentionally internalized things that had nothing to do with me.
Yeah, like
And,
what?
you know, well, part of the concept of my album, it's the theme of every neighbor yielding impact. That's the belief that no matter who it is, you know, whether in a positive way or a negative way, the people that we pour into, the people that we surround ourselves with, have the ability to impact you in a way that can either shape you for the better or derail you. And I've come across a few neighbors that I love dearly to this day who ultimately yielded impact in a way where I had to step back, reevaluate, and remind myself that everybody can't go.
Yeah.
You know, part of the thing I've been saying recently is my mood in 2025 has been a lot of wins, and yet there's still a feeling of, I don't want to say dissatisfaction, but I always like to use the Kobe Bryant analogy with the picture of him holding the trophy. No matter what his emotions were in that, it's like everybody I'm sure around him was super celebratory, and you can just see the solemn look on his face where it's you know, hurting. And my version of that is with people who I wanted to be a part of this moment, who actually might have been a part of the moment building up to that point.
Yeah.
I didn't get to share it with. And so that's reminding myself that whether it's in what they say, what they do, control the controllables. And, you know, when I say take things with a grain of salt is absorb what helps actually push you forward. If you have to question it and you reevaluate it and it's not helpful, it doesn't strike improvement within you, and it makes you doubt the star power you have, that you possess. It's not for you.
I feel that.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
Thank you.
So you had a video that did a lot of numbers on social media where you were at a panel with Davido was there, and you stood up. Basically, you stood up and shot your shot, right?
I did.
And that's just putting yourself out there. And as an artist, you have to do that over and over and over again. What would you say would be the biggest thing you learned from putting yourself out there, and advice that you would give someone that's afraid to put themselves out there?
That's a great question. What a lot of people don't know is that even in that confidence of me standing there, somebody actually just told me recently, one of my dear friends said that her favorite part of that video was after I said what I said, after I beat my chest and said, where can I sign up? It was me standing there, frozen, while everybody's clapping, not a single smile on my face. It was very much like I'm dead serious. And what people don't know is a tear rolled down my cheek that nobody saw, because it was I don't know what's going to come of this after I say it, you know? Um, I'd say that my biggest advice to anybody in that position who can put themselves out there for anything is like speak from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Speak from the heart, as cliche as that might be. Like literally, like that was from the heart. There was no written rehearsal. What I did know was that if I had the moment, what could I say that would not just be like, "Yo, put me on, I'm dope."
Yeah.
No, that actually is a prime lesson on what I've been trying to do for the past 15 years, which is get people to care while relating.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to relate because I told Davido straight up, "Yo, this is where I see the similarity between you and I.
Yeah.
This is what I love about you that you do because I do it too, and you do it at a super mega star level that I'm trying to reach. But you bridge both worlds of being a city kid in the States with Nigerian heritage. A lot of people don't possess that. Matter of fact, the Afrobeat artists overseas want to steal that sauce of having somewhat of like US swagger to them.
Yeah.
But we have that naturally. So that for me was just like a big lesson on this is how you make people care. Get them to relate. Get them to, find a way to make the world smaller. You know how they say, it's a small world. Like that's how we made the world smaller.
For sure.
So we'll just have to wait and see until his stylist Holly that he gave me the contact to. We'll just wait and see how that materializes this year. But
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that moment.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a big moment. And it was like, it didn't, I don't know, maybe you were nervous, but it didn't give off nervous. It gave off very confident, knowing what you were going to say, and like definitely seized the opportunity for sure.
Thank you so much, man. That means a lot.
Yeah. I guess as someone that not only was nominated for a BMA, but also won one, what would you say you learned most about just award shows in general, from like nomination process to winning, and or how you felt leading up to that?
It's easy to say, it's funny. Earlier in the year, 2025, I did an interview out in Los Angeles with my guy Trev Woods, and I had said to him directly, I said, I've never been nominated for a BMA, but I also don't need one because my goal is bigger.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, I closed out the year winning my first one for a whole new category. I think I speak for the ones that I always champion, the younger artists that I also mentioned in that interview. I was telling a couple of them, well, one, you're next, but also I don't want you to have your goals solely set on a Boston Music Award. Anybody who knows my journey from way back has known for me it's been a Grammy.
Yeah.
So I think all this has just been prep. Like, yes, I've always wanted to be recognized in my city. I have. But I stopped holding on and clenching to when I was counted out, because a lot of people will tell you it's overdue, whether it's in, people will debate in what, because they know I started off rapping and Afro beats might be new for them, but long overdue. So for a long time, I let it go. I would just cheer on whoever did. A lot of my friends have won it. So I tell the younger stars who have yet to be nominated, I'm like, listen, aim higher, and what's below that will naturally start coming to you. And I don't want to discredit the Boston Music Awards. I don't want that to be the clip. It's more just, I understand that sometimes in an effort to be validated by our loved ones and the people around us, we find ourselves disappointed when they don't pinpoint what's going on. But I know countless of artists who bring out people to their shows here, who have a presence on social media, who have yet to even be called as a nominee.
For sure. I know a lot too.
You know what I'm saying? So, and the first person that comes to mind is Tamira King. So shout out to her and all the R&B artists who are killing things out there. Nolly, the list goes on, but like just people who their time should have been, to at least receive one. But I just don't want. Let's aim higher. Let's aim higher.
For sure.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, a lot of the times that's how it works. Like you take your sights off something smaller, something that you're like, I don't need that, and then it then comes once that's not your main focus for real.
Yep.
So how would you define yourself genre-wise?
Yeah, so I define myself as an Afrofusion and hip hop artist.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So just to briefly touch base on that, the Afrofusion gives room for, the basis of it being everything of African elements, whether it be in the rhythm, the beat, the cadence, to add and hip hop is just to never negate the roots, because I'm still the person who you can call for a hook to sing, but also a 16 bar verse for anything of the topic you choose. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So with that, who would you say are your top 5 African artists, period, like current ones? We don't have to go back in history overall. You can include them, but current.
Just currently.
Yeah.
Top 5. Davido's on there. Don Jazzy is on there.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Don Jazzy.
Don Jazzy is a sleeper. Don Jazzy is, I would say, I like to liken him as like I'd like to say he's like the Dr. Dre.
Okay.
You know, in Nigeria, just in terms of the artists he's responsible for and his production, you know. And I love his voice. Like that's a dream collaboration. His voice is underrated.
Yeah.
So him as an artist as a whole, but he's responsible for a lot of careers. Let's see. So Davido, Don Jazzy. I'm gonna throw Flavor.
Okay.
Flavor's probably my number 1, to be honest. So we got 3 there, and then I don't want to negate Burna Boy's influence, because also the Afrofusion, that's, you know, something he coined.
For sure.
So I have to acknowledge him, and I always felt like for the longest time I like to say that, you know, it's him and then me in terms of just like performance wise. And then to round it out, so cheesy, Echezona, man.
I mean, listen, gotta give yourself your flowers.
Yeah, I would say just because for years, it took me years to understand what my sound is, and it's still something. When I think now more, I'm discovering more and more what reflects my brand. But now I understand like my sound is very like rooted in, you know, bars and ballads, melodies and metaphors. That's my style, and I can't negate my roots of being Nigerian, being of the Igbo tribe, and so yeah, that's my 5.
For sure. You went in a direction that I wasn't really expecting. I was expecting to hear like some Rema, Ashake, Abra Star.
Yeah, I had to think of all time, and that's another thing too. I forgot the women. I should definitely include. I don't want to make it a male female thing, because a lot of women can see a lot of the men on the list. But I'm thinking of just like who has had direct impact on me in music.
Definitely.
Like I can tell you why with Flavor and, you know, Don Jazzy and Burna. And Davido's probably the one I listen to the most out of, you know, they have the big 3.
Yeah.
Burna, Wizkid, him. I probably listen to him the most, to be honest. But yeah.
Got you. So, as you know, a child of African immigrants, a lot of the times pursuing a creative field is not really understood by our parents. Sometimes not approved by our parents. So, how's that been for you? Like growing up in a house where you're pursuing a creative field. I know that you went to school, but
yeah,
how's that been?
My parents are literally the foundation for everything that I am. And I was just telling my younger brother this the other day, with our father particularly. Both our parents were in the choir, but my father was a songwriter.
Okay.
He also penned some of the songs that we would sing in our youth choir at church.
Gotcha.
So upon also growing up in the choir, like that in itself is, you know, directly derived from him. And I was telling my brother this because he's a content creator, and, you know, everything about setting up a camera, tripod, XYZ, but my dad was also a videographer. For 20 years plus, every Nigerian party, my dad was the cameraman.
Yeah.
So I credit him for literally setting the tone for what me and my brother are now doing, full-fledged, that maybe he didn't get the opportunity to do. Coming from Nigeria, you can't tell nobody you're an artist in Nigeria, at least in that time.
Right.
So I feel like we're like his dreams actualizing in today in America.
Yeah.
And then my mother, I credit her because she believes in my singing voice more than anybody. I don't have the best singing voice. I mean, that's why I started off rapping.
You be hitting them notes,
I can hold a note, too. But like, it was my mom who would always encourage me to like sing. Not
Yeah.
to negate my rapping, but I can sing too.
Yeah.
And that's why now when we perform and go to different places, not only is my mom front row or with her camera, but also now people are singing back the things that she encouraged me to sing.
Right.
So I say all that to say, provided that I did well in school, which I did, provided that I did what I was supposed to do around the house, my parents were very much supportive of what I had going on. And the only thing I owe them is to fulfill everything I said I was going to do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. I got since your album was a producer artist duo, right?
Yes.
Jay Prism.
My brother Jay Prism, my family.
Yeah. So in that light, right?
Uh-huh.
I got some artist producer duos that I want you to choose between.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna name two and you choose which one you like more.
That's awesome. Oh man, let's get it.
So let's go 21 Savage and Metro Boomin versus Future and Metro Boomin.
Future Metro Boomin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pharrell and Jay-Z versus Kanye and Jay-Z.
Oh my God. Kanye and Jay-Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pharrell and Jay, Pharrell and Clips.
Nah, you spoke these questions. Oh man. I'm gonna say Pharrell and Jay because I would have to do more homework on what Pharrell and Clips did.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Their
I
last
know.
album was
I know
crazy.
exactly, but
Yeah.
like I think I'm more averse with what Pharrell and Jay have done in my life than Pharrell and Clips.
Same.
But yeah.
Let's say 21 and Metro, Chief Keef and Young Chop.
I know I gotta pick one, but both are like I'll tell you this. I'm gonna choose 21 and Metro because that's probably what I've listened to more.
Yeah.
But the more impactful one between the two is Keef and Chop.
Yeah, I would agree. Birthed the whole genre,
Yeah,
subgenre.
yeah, like that's I have to say that. But I'm just being honest to what I listen to.
Yeah.
And like Savage and Metro, there are some joints I still spin to this day. I came a long way with Chief Keef in terms of because at one point I keep saying this when I was 14 years old and I was in my 50 Cent bag of like speaking of controversial stuff.
Yeah.
I had choice words for how I felt like Chief Keef's angle was. I thought maybe he was glorifying murder. But that was a younger me, not maybe fully understand or maybe aware, but then also understand that it might have just been him reflecting his environment.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but I acknowledge now and have in music that like he's super influential.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Shout out Keef. Shout out Chop.
Yeah. Let's go. You chose Pharrell and Jay over Pharrell and Ye, right?
No, I chose Pharrell and Jay over Pharrell and Clips.
Okay.
And then I chose Jay and Ye over Pharrell and Jay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go Jay and Ye versus 40 and Drake.
Yo, you gotta chill out. I'm gonna say Jay and Ye because those are my two favorite hip hop artists of all time. Actually, like it's Ye and Jay. Like Ye because I think he really does everything that like I do everything that Ye does with the, whether it's performing with the auto-tune mic, obviously the raps, the stage presence.
Yeah.
Jay-Z goes without saying. Damn, that's tough though. It's just Watch the Throne was everything for me.
Yeah, same.
That was like my mom can tell you what happens when Paris would come on YouTube and they had the live concert footage and I thought I was in a black leather kilt and leather pants like yay. Like that whole those are my goats. It's unfortunate now that I'll probably never get to bring them out on stage like I want to, both of them. But yeah, but you can't neglect 40 and Drake.
Yeah. Nah, that's a tough choice.
Yeah, I'm going Jay. Yeah,
I think I would have to also.
Yeah.
Although 40 and Drake did what they needed to do,
man,
they made history themselves.
They're the duo that had Jay and Ye shook.
Yeah,
Ye said that.
True. That is true.
Can't negate them. That's why it's like I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at either one.
Yeah.
So.
So you have some, romance, love songs, love bars in your music, right?
Here we go.
But you're also very driven, focused on your career.
Yeah.
So how have you been able to balance career and romance, if you have at all?
Well, it's pretty easier when there's no romance.
Okay.
But I'll say this: like anybody who knows me knows, I've said it off camera. I'll say it on camera. I've always been someone who wants someone I would build with during this time as I'm growing and where I'm trying to get to.
Mm.
And I've had the conversation before with the loved one of how like I'm trying to redefine what being an artist in today means in terms of like the family man.
Mm.
Everybody quotes this one artist, Toby Wigwe, who's Nigerian.
Oh yeah,
you know,
he's fire.
he's with his wife and his kids everywhere.
Yeah.
So he literally says on wax, yo, if it ain't, you know, if you can't have my wife and kids there, I'm not coming. And I love that, right? Mine is more of just like, they might not be all in the video, but I'm saying more so of just like, I don't want it to be a thing where
dad is away.
Dad is away.
Yeah.
I don't want them to ever question, oh, what matters more.
Mm.
That's why I'm hustling as much as I can now. I'll tell you this though, like my career has never failed me in terms of like, it always made me sure, even with the uncertainty of how things go, I've always been sure of myself here. I can't say the same. I've yet to come across, you know, at least yet, a partner who, you know, ain't ready to just dip at the first sign of growth moments and growth points and handling conflict, XYZ. So I just, to my future wife, to my future kids,
tell it, listen up.
You know, I want you to understand that like, I'm not looking to get married and then be a father and then not live up to what I really have. Like I had the best father in the world to show me what that looks like. He's in Nigeria right now as we speak, but he knows what it means to still show up for my mom and me and my siblings. And if you're in belief in me as I am in you, trust and believe you're never going to lack. If you're unsure and would rather doubt and let the allure of what an artist may be cloud you from what could be something special, I can't hold you. I can't convince you. I can't beg you to stay. But I'm here, and part of why I'm hustling so hard is so that, you know, I can be cuddled up with my wife and with my kids 25/8 and live the dreams that my dad had for my mom and me and my siblings. So yeah,
I feel that. Profound. I feel like I got to give a message to my future wife now.
yes.
To my future wife.
Oh God.
Go ahead, Co.
Listen, like whatever you see on social media,
Yeah,
don't believe all that, right? Like sometimes people see me and they think I'm out here. I'm not.
right.
I'm at home. I'm working for y'all.
Pop it.
Even though I don't even know y'all yet. You feel me? Like, don't believe them. Believe me. You feel me? Because this is the real. This heart is beating for me and for you. You know?
There you go.
Yeah.
Automatically don't believe.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
There you go.
What is she, like 40-something right now?
Some. I'm not gonna put an age on it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rule anybody out yet. So break down your love life today, or you could say in the past when you were in love, in music terms.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay.
I could go first if you want me to.
Please.
Want a little direction.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, so if I had to break mine down, I'd say 20-song album, no features, flop, didn't recoup.
Like that.
I put my all into the art.
Yeah.
I learned from it, and the album, the project, was exactly what I needed to get me to the next project.
Okay. Wonderful. I'll say this. Few singles, right? The irony, pun on words already. few singles, gave them to whom I believe to be an A-list artist. They passed on the single.
Okay.
I write and perform the single myself.
Okay.
Charts number 1.
Whew.
A-list artist saw it chart number 1.
Okay.
A-list artist is now calling for their single.
Sheesh.
Me believing, say, link me at the studio. We get to the studio, and their first few takes recording don't go too well. Maybe they need to warm up. Maybe they need some water. I bring water. I encourage them.
Okay.
We can even say, hey, let's postpone for another day. The A-list artist doesn't believe in themselves enough, so they completely ghost the studio session.
Whew. Damn.
I still have to pay for said studio session. So I record another single. Number 1, again,
Back to back. Sheesh.
A-list artist sees it, but because the A-list artist no longer has a way to contact me, I don't know what their thoughts of it are. They may try to go link with the next artist to recreate, or rather start from scratch.
Yeah.
But that other A-list artist wants to get their vocals and not credit them for it.
Yeah.
That was a long one, but
Yeah. That was
that's-
deep.
think of that at least 3 times. Yeah.
I think I caught it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was fun.
That was deep. Would you say that hold on. Let me make sure I got the song name right.
I want to know the tea on that.
You just gave it to me.
I didn't know who the artist is.
Check the T app. You won't find them on the T app, by the way. Would you say that you were dirty macking in the song Stick Around?
Woo! You know what I was doing?
What are you doing?
Okay, so this even ties back to.
Wait, before you get into that,
Yeah.
let me read the lyrics.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's ride, come on.
Yeah.
You need a new man to hold on. New highs and lows, you need a new man to hold. Let's ride, come on. Many types of dude who get lit at the sight of you. They get hyped for you. One of them might be, I'm cut off, but you get the gist. Or
Absolutely.
you can deliver it better
Absolutely.
than me.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. I wasn't dirty macking.
Okay.
Because if anything, so once again, my album titled Enyi, which means friend in the Igbo language. That song is a masterclass at me like describing who I've been to a lot of my homegirls over the years. A lot of my, many would say, oh, it's a red flag, or oh, he got a lot of female friends. No, these are friends who call me to get advice or get an understanding of how the man is thinking, their man is thinking, XYZ.
Very useful friend.
That's it. Like a lot of them are, and that's that. Now, because of how tight we are, mind you, the same man that they're talking about, they're actually cool with me. You know?
The plot thickens.
So that's the thing. It's not, that was, many would think that it's for me. I actually know it's just encouraging, like, for women to just like, yo, like, you need something different. You know? And like, whether it's the album cover, you can literally see it. Like, the whole point was it ain't it's no longer. I just try to take a new spin on like sometimes it ain't that I'm trying to lure you over here, but I do know that you do deserve better, and you know, like I do know that like, hey, this is what's going on. So I would say to my boys, I might be, you know, they might be learning, oh, he's snitching, but it's not even that though, because a lot of the times it's like that's the thing. It ain't my guys that they're with. I just happen to be cool with them out of respect for my homegirl because you know. But no, I wouldn't say I was dirty macking. I was just encouraging and uplifting. I wanted to. The funny part about it, you know, I'll tell you something I've never said on camera.
Let's hear it.
The funny thing about these records are, I took anger that I was feeling from women who actually did me greasy and just flipped it so that it can be relatable for girls.
Okay, that I like that approach.
That was it, because
Yeah.
I just don't think it's gonna connect as much. Like it's still, I still share my pain and stuff. Like songs like Truthfully will share that, but other than that, like I like if anything, Stick Around was more for me. But in order to, you know, get people to be on board, I was like, you know, who's the girl that could hear this for like the man, you know, just like
You got to target the
girls
women.
come out and play.
Yeah.
You know, so that was really what it was. If anything, a lot of this is just me flipping it and having my pain be something that could be relatable to that of a woman who, you know, I'm championing. You
Yeah.
know? Just shout out to the gals, man.
You got to listen.
Yeah.
Girls are loyal customers, loyal fans. You got to target the women. Once the women come, the guys will follow. So you get both.
That's real. That's real.
Your breakdown of that kind of reminds me of this song "Follow Me" by a Nigerian R&B artist.
Okay.
Her name is OG.
Okay.
She performed at the Grammys a little bit ago, but she's still climbing though. She's a family friend of mine.
Word.
But yeah, that she was basically saying like, nah, just follow me, get away from that nigga.
That's
like,
real. That's real.
You know better.
That's real. That's real.
Let me see. All right. Advice for your 2016 self. So you would have been what, like 15?
Yeah, 15 going on 16 that year. Man. Advice for my 2016 self. Hey man, you're about to enter this nationwide competition to get your raps approved by Sprite, the brand, and get flown out to Atlanta, Georgia. If you get nervous to pull up to that group of white kids at your school to ask for them to vote for you, and you end up not doing it, you miss out on people who believe in you and will help you get to that first place that you ended up getting. So keep going and stay true to your path. There's going to be a lot of artists who are doing things that will only further cement them in a stagnant place. A lot of temporary trends.
For sure.
You're authentic. So if your follower count at the moment is a little under 1,000, let it be under 1,000. If you're not verified yet, it's cool. You will be verified in ways that a blue check can never, you know,
Affirm. For real.
confirm. You know, so stay grounded and leave that girl alone that you're in love with. She'll come around one day.
Facts. She'll come back when that record goes number one. Damn. Should I give advice to my 2016 self? Man, you're not making it to the league, man. Like, listen, pursue everything that you pursue fully. Even if it's not the end goal, it's gonna get you to the thing, closer to the thing that is the end goal. So those failures may be a failure to what you think your goal is, but they're bringing you closer to the actual goal. And just go all in the way that you did with the past thing. You know, it all translates. So go all in, then go all in again, and learn from that, and go all in again. That's what I'll say.
Yes, sir.
So being that you rap as well as sing,
Yeah.
one of a generation's greatest, J. Cole, dropping an album, the fall off, right? And which I like that whole concept because it's like who announces their fall off, right? And I feel like for musicians, it's hard to retire if they ever even really do. Um, do you think that it is possible for musicians to retire? And do you think that it's better to determine your own fall off or fall off when you're trying to squeeze juice from a fruit that's no longer fruitful?
Funny thing is that like my answer like relates to the 2 songs I got to perform on this platform. For one, I think that rather than artists are actually actually made to retire, I think they're made to evolve. And I say that because I don't think anybody ever really fully leaves. The music world, we sometimes just limit it to being an artist, but sometimes you end up evolving into a producer. You evolve into somebody who helps mentor other artists.
Yeah.
Like I don't see myself necessarily retiring, but obviously it'll evolve to where now, the same way I stood up in front of Davey though, I now will have like it's gonna actually, with how bold I've been over the past 15, 16 years,
Yeah.
it's going to come back tenfold how the kids will pull up on me.
The facts.
And I can't help but like smile at just knowing what it'll take me back to. Because if I see the kid and I can see the zeal, I'll know what was going through his head like it was going through mine.
Yeah.
So artists are allowed to evolve. And then also I think it's about knowing when it's high time to like pipe down,
Yeah.
reevaluate. I think the fall off is a dope concept because it's someone being able to know when to walk away.
Yeah, for sure.
So, was that the other part of the question you asked? I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, yeah, I think they're allowed to evolve. Like me, that's how I'd like to see it. Because even being an artist is limiting. Like, I want to act. I want to be in commercials. I want to, be up for movie roles where I got to train and maintain a certain body.
Yeah. They should have had you in Sinners. I could have seen you in Sinners.
That would have been cool.
You could have been Preacher Boy.
Yeah. No, literally. Nah, for sure. For sure. So yeah, it'd be cool to be immersed in those spaces, and that's what makes me excited about like heading off to Los Angeles, and taking that to the next level. So
Definitely.
yes, sir.
To add to that, I would definitely say that I like what you said about evolution, not falling off evolution.
Yeah.
And instead of like, because no matter if it's sports, music, like you're usually the last one to know that you no longer have it. 'Cause you're gonna be forcing it until they force it on you. Like, hey, big dog, veterans minimum. Yeah. And that kind of is like you got to know when to pivot versus when to keep pushing, when to like evolve. Like you look at a Jay-Z, for example. He ain't need to go like fade out from being, because he is, looked at as the best rapper.
1,000%.
Then it's like, okay, while I'm still hot enough, while my name is still what it is, before I get out here and start doing what certain rappers may be doing, where it's like I'm forcing it. Now I'm scrambling because I'm not as hot as I was. I can't use my leverage. And I feel like that evolution, knowing when to pivot, when to like, and now you're seeing less of me, and now there's a value in that.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is definitely like so important in your journey. And we're seeing it with Kai Cenat in real time, really. Like the perfect time to pivot. You're at the top. It's like instead of just mooching it and just like doing too much, and it's like, okay, you've been doing this. Now I'm pivoting. I want to become a better speaker. I want to act. I want to do fashion. I want to like get the most that I can out of my potential, and knowing when to pivot is so important to me.
I love the reference to Jay, because that's the first person I thought of when like he would say like, I'm only coming out with an album when I have something important to say.
Yeah.
You can appreciate the gap between was it Magna Carta, Holy Grail, and then 444.
Right.
You can see how impactful 444 was. So
Facts.
I love that approach. That's probably the approach I'm going to take, where it's like if something moves me, where I have something that's like impactful in that way, then I don't mind putting out an album at 50 or 55, 60, because the rock stars do it all the time.
The facts.
So
exactly. Yeah, you're not moving with the trends. You stop time when you drop.
Exactly.
So obviously this platform is called Harmony.
Yes, sir.
I want every performance to move someone in some way, whether it's like emotionally, whether it's the music itself, whether it's like you connect to the lyrics, the melodies, you know, and then I want every interview to move people in a way too, whether it's like actively or passively, whether you're taking like gems from it to apply to your life, or whether it's like, oh, I'm going through that exact same thing, and that's gonna help me in that way. What would you say is your harmony that gets you through when things are kind of like rocky in life?
Well, prayer first and foremost, but then also community, man. I think even today, full transparency, like I know what I was feeling earlier in the morning with either feelings towards things that are out of my hands, I can't control.
Mm.
And then just being here, you know, today, you know, being hosted by you and the Harmony team has made me feel a whole lot better. Just being around people who either can affirm you in the little ways that you didn't know you needed, being able to have good voices of reason. And I think that, and just also my pen and notepad has always been my saving grace. That's why I said, like, music has never failed me. Like,
Yeah.
a romantic interest might have given up on me. Music hasn't, and I haven't given up on it. So it's the one thing that, like, is even in the uncertainties, it remains true. A decade plus later, a decade and a half over, like, so I'd say that my faith in God, my community, and then like the pen, you know, never sacrificing writing down a lyric towards a song, even if it's from 6 months ago. Life continues to happen. I'll continue to reflect it in my words. So I'd say those are the three things that come together in harmony for me to stay sane and maintain.
Love that. Love that. Yeah, if you got anything that you want to plug or shout out before we close.
Man, this is Echezona. Shout out to Harmony for having me. My album Enyi is out now, ENYI, with accent marks on the E and the I. You can find it on all streaming platforms. Looking forward to continuing to stay focused on the mission. And thank y'all for supporting me. This is your inaugural Afro-Caribbean Artist of the Year 2025, signing off.
Talk to him. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Cole. Appreciate you,
sir.
man. Thank you.
It's a wrap.
All right. It's a wrap.